Welcome back to Ms. Riley's maths videos. I'm just looking at today again at the idea of slope in coordinate geometry and parallel and perpendicular lines. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through some questions from active maths, exercise 18.3, and I'm going to work through question 4, 5 and 6 in particular, just to give you an idea. It's a slightly different interpretation of slope. So just to remind you, we've got the slope formula, which is the slope of a line joining 2 points, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And most people seem to be having no trouble at all with using the slope formula. So for instance, 7, 5 and 3 minus 2, that's x1, y1, x2, y2. And the slope will be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So minus 7 over minus 4, which would be 7 over 4. And you can leave it in this form. Leave it in this form. Okay, do not change to a decimal. Okay, so that seems to be fine for people. What's causing a bit more trouble is this idea of rise over run and reading a slope from a diagram. Okay, so let's just take an example. Say we're wondering about the slope of this line. Say we're wondering about the slope of this line here, and that's just drawn like that, and we're not sure how do we work out the slope. There's no scale, so that's a problem. No scale, but what there is there's these boxes, and I can still work out what rise over run is. So I need a start point and I need an end point. Let's take this one here, an end point. And once I've got a start and an end, I can work out the rise and the run. So the rise is just going to be, I'm going to count up how many squares I go until I get level with this point, which is the end. So 1, 2, 3. So that's the rise of 3. And then I'm going to count how many squares I go along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has a run of 6. So that's a rise of 3, and that's a run of 6. So the slope of this line will be rise over run, which is 3 over 6, which is a half. So the slope is a half. Okay, so let's look at the questions in the textbook and see whether they make a bit more sense now. I just need a pencil. I hate writing in my textbook, but I'll do it for this. Okay, so find the slope of each of the line segments shown below. So here's my start point and here's my end point. My rise is 1, 2, 3. So a rise of 3 and a run of 1. So I got to here, 1, 2, 3, a run of 3. So the slope will be 3 over 3, which is 1. Okay, here it's got a slope of 0 because it's got a rise of 0. Okay, not a great pencil, sorry. Now here, starting here and ending here, remember we always go from left to right. So my rise is going to be down 3, 1, 2, 3, so negative 3, and a run of 1, 2, 3, positive 3, so it's minus 3 over 3, which is minus 1. Here's my start, here's my end. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5, along 2, so it's going to be negative 5 over 2. Here's my start, here's my end, 1, 2. So a run of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a rise of 5, so a slope of 5 over 2. Here's my start, here's my end, a rise of 1, 2, 3, negative 3, a run of 1, 2, so it's negative 3 over 2. Okay, I hope that makes a bit more sense. Now, what happens then? I think I need a better pencil if I have one. If not, okay, so I'll just go ahead with the one I have. And so let's look at this one. I've got to match the correct line with the given slopes. So let's instead of going with the slope and finding the line, let's look at the line and find the slope. So let's go down here a bit closer and make sure we're focused. So here we have the line Q. I want to find a start point. So there's a start point at the edge of two squares, and there's an end point at the end of two squares. So it's got a rise of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 6, a run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, positive 6. So it's going to be minus 6 over 6, which is minus 1. So going down here, that's going to be Q. Okay, it was negative 6 over positive 6. Okay, let's look at T. Starting here is T, and let's find a place where it ends nicely. There's a place that ends nicely. It's on two squares. So it's got a rise of 1, 2, negative 2, and a run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a run of 5. So it's negative 2 over 5. So that's going to be there, negative 2 over 5. Hopefully this is starting to make more sense. Here is line R. Now, where does R start nicely? I can see a good start point. Well, here's a good start point. And then an end point might be here. But now it's going to have to follow it clearly. So I'm going to go down. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's level. Okay, so R, it's going to be negative 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over positive 6. Negative 9 over positive 6, which would be negative 3 over positive 2. So here we are. That would be R. Negative 9 over 6, which is negative 3 over 2. Okay, slope of 0, let's do that one because that'll narrow things down. A slope of 0 means it doesn't go up or down, so that's going to be V. There's V, it has a slope of 0. And then we only need to get one more of these and then we'll be sorted. So U, here's U, let's look at U. So U is, here's a start point. Oh, and there's our end point. And there's another end point. So actually let's just do the shorter end point. So between here and here. So the rise is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So U is plus 7 over 1, 2, 3, 7 over 3. Now, do you notice that none of those slopes is 7 over 3? So let me just check again. U is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 over 4. Still nothing there. So maybe I should try a different point here to here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 over 4. So I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong here. Let's take this as our start point and this is our end point and see if it gets any better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, oh, 3. Okay, 5 over 3. So I think that they're wrong, but anyway, U is 5 over 3, and that must mean that 3 over 2 is S. Let's just double check that. Get a start point. There's a start point, and then an end point. So, no, that would be the end point, wouldn't it be? Because we go from left to right. So maybe this one. Not mad about it though. 1, 2, 3 over 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that would be 3 over 2. So that would be S. Okay. Let's look at this. I don't think you have to do this one, but let's look at it anyway. Which line has a slope of 3/4? So a slope of 3/4, it's going to be a positive slope. So that's one of these two. Okay. Slope of 3/4. Let's find a start point. So here's a start point. And let's find an end point. There's an end point. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be, so this is line C, has 6 as a rise. There are 6 up to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as a run. So that would be 3/4. So that would work. So C, and find the slopes. We'll leave the slopes of the others. Okay, I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you again.